had a delivery, and as you can see I haven't even opened it yet, but I think you're going to want to see this, people, judging by the conversations we've all been having. Excuse the noisy unwrapping, it is what it is. Can I just do a close-up? Polycraft Opticast 1000 clear PU resin. We've got a part A and a part B. Now, if this works, I think we've all been saying that will be a game changer. Now, I don't think it's ever going to replace epoxy resin, and that is simply because epoxy resin is harder, it's less plastic-like. This dries very plasticky. Well, I say this, the other types I've used do, but the big drawback has always been that we can't get it in clear. And look what I found. People kept telling me it was available, and then I discovered that the brand that I use for my black do it. And I'll just open this because this is a batch of black as well, so you can see what the black I use is. Oh, cross everything, because if this is as good as I hope it is, then it'll be a really useful addition to our armoury. It is still evil stuff though. You do need your PPE, so take the same precautions as you would for epoxy resin. So you're going to need your respirator, your gloves. In my case I always have goggles as well. I think that's a wise move. So, and obviously a very well ventilated room. So let's get PPE'd up and I'll find a mould and hell, let's try it. So I had a feeling you'd be asking me, yeah, but what happens if you put glitter in it? Because that's the obvious thing we would all want to ask. So I've got a little pot of glitter. That's one's called Murmurizing or something like that from Jam Pot Glitters. Isn't it lovely? I've got a couple of cheap moulds. This is just a flat one. We'll see what it looks like in a flat mould. And just to see what it's like on a slightly deeper depth. I'm not going to go mad with this because I've only got small bottles, but I've got a little fat cloud thing here. So let's get this clean. And I'm going to do, what should we do? Should we do this one glittery? And we'll do the cloud clear because that's where we can see, we'll be able to see the clarity properly, won't we, with a thicker mould. So I'm going to zoom you in. Now we're not going to, I'm guessing here we're not going to get any sense that it's curing like with the black one. That you don't either. Right, let's see if the Tracy proof lid's are Tracy proof. Yep, nearly, not quite. So you know what I mean, with the white one you see it curing because it goes white. With the black you don't. So, and I'm guessing this will be the same because we're not going to get a colour change. Okay, so it's a 1-to-1, nice and easy. Let's mix it up. Now what I tend to do, as you probably know, is hold the pot. I put my finger underneath it as well, just so that I can feel if there's any heat starting to build up. We've got to get it in quick. Now, because I'm doing glitter in one and not the other, and I'm mixing this all in one pot, I'm about to just go for it. Got a few bubbles in there, kind of expect that because I was mixing so fast. Let's fill that up right up to the brim. This one I'm going to be really quick and get some glitter in there. Only a bit, just so we can see what happens. I'm waiting to see if the bubbles pop and clear in there. Okay, so we've got our glitter. Right, the glitter, the stuff doesn't distort the colour of the glitter. I know some resins can, but that has stayed the same colour as it was at the start. It hasn't kind of made it go yellow or anything. Now, let's see what happens. I will leave it, well, this is the trouble, we won't see, will we? I'm going to hold this one, see if I can feel the heat building up in it. Then we'll know what's going on. I'll keep you posted while my hand is on it. So this is going to be a bit of a weird test one, this. Not going to be like your usual tester video. But this arrived today and it was a case of film it quick because I really badly need to know if this stuff works. And I have been running a vote on my community tab to see whether you wanted me to get the video out quick or whether you wanted me to wait until we could all sit and watch it together. By the time you see this I will have gone with the majority, so I'll let you know. But I'm not feeling any warmth yet. Okay, I'm going to put my finger on it and just stay here for a minute. I will fast forward and well, no. When I edit the video, let's put it like that, I will cut it and I will tell you how long it's taken before I started to feel heat and it's starting to cure. We're at 5 minutes, and as you can see I've got brave and taken a glove off. I'm not going to touch the resin, but I wanted to be able to feel the heat. And yes, it is just starting to warm up. Okay, I'll report back shortly. Okay, we're at 12 minutes. It feels pretty hot, but it's still liquid. Okay, we'll keep going. At 16 minutes, and this is, you probably can't tell from the camera, but I can feel this is really hot and it is starting to go quite thick. I'm going to poke it. Yeah, it's gone quite almost rubbery at this point. While we're waiting for it to do its thing, I've just decided I should probably read the instructions. So I'm going to zoom you in on this so you can see what it says. Water clear when cured. Good for embedding objects, any type of water clear casting, also low viscosity and UV stable. I don't know how good it would actually be outside though. Maybe that's something we can test. I'm certainly going to leave these on the windowsill in my craft room. It's December in England. They're not going to get a huge amount of sunlight, but we'll see if, like in a couple of weeks' time, are they still crisp and clear. I don't know. So, but I'll report back. Recommended to be cast at depths between 2mm and 15mm. Now I have found that the black one, I've certainly, well, and the white one actually, I've certainly used up to a much deeper depth than that. I think I've gone to about 10cm with the white one. But this is what they recommend, so I think you'd be pushing your luck to go any deeper. Probably with any of them. Maybe I've just been lucky. Cure time of 60 minutes at 25. 25 is quite warm. 60 minutes is longer than other polyurethanes, but then again, are they allowing time for it to cool as well? I don't know. Mix it by weight, but look, the bottle's the same size. This one's only very slightly bigger, so all I did, because I don't do things by weight, I just put a tiny drop more of that than that. That's really unscientific, so if this doesn't work, it'll be my fault. Right, scary stuff. Fatal if swallowed or enters airways. Eye irritation. Take your PPE very seriously. Look at this. As from last August, adequate training is required before industrial professional use. Do not take this stuff lightly. Same with your epoxy though, nothing new here. Temperatures above 20 degrees, it is about 20 in my craft room here. It might inhibit cure if it's cooler. Make sure your moulds are clean. Small test before pouring. Moisture sensitive, keep containers closed when not in use. Store correctly. Shelf life 6 months. Right, okay. Website for further information. There's your mixing ratios. Pot life. So you've got 8 to 10 minutes to mix it, that explains that. Cure time, 60 minutes. It's not 25 degrees in here though, so it's going to take a bit longer than that. And it's got all your strength things as well. Shrinkage, no, practically no shrinkage. So, yes, this is going to take a bit longer. Now, I'm at 20 minutes on my camera now, so I'm going to knock the camera off so it doesn't eat my battery. And I'll come back and check on it shortly, but if I do it in like 10-minute chunks from now, we'll know where we are timing wise. So at this point we're at 20 minutes. I'll see you in another 10 minutes. Right, we're now at 30 minutes. This is feeling quite firm. Still sticky, but it's not squishy. Now I am risking my hands with this. Don't do this, people. I'm going to do some serious hand washing in it. So yeah, still bendy, look. Okay, right, I'll be back in another 10 minutes. Right, so we're at 40 minutes. Still feels like it's got a little bit of give in it, and it's tacky, although it's harder to mark. Is it still bendy? Yeah, a bit. I'm not feeling much heat out of it now. Okay, back in another 10 minutes. Right, we're at 50 minutes. I'm feeling no heat. That's just got a slight clinginess to the surface. The thin one, yeah, it's a bit bendy still. Right, okay, into our last 10 minutes. Back shortly. Okay, people. It's still slightly tacky, but then, as I said, it is slightly cooler in here than they recommend. So let's get it out. It has certainly stayed clear. I'm going to try not to touch the surface too much because I don't want to leave fingerprints on it if it has still a little bit of tack to it. But it's looking good so far. Look at that. Now I have got a few bubbles in there. Now this stuff cures very fast, so you won't want to put it through your airless machine or anything like that. But yes, it's clear. Now my first observation is I reckon that's lighter than epoxy. And will it feel more plasticky? Now obviously the logical thing to do is try this again with epoxy. So I'm going to refill the moulds in a minute. So let's see if this is still, yeah, it's still got a slight bit of give to it. Like I said, it is a bit cooler than, yeah, it's got a lot of give to it. That's interesting though. I bet you could make bowls and things, couldn't you? Well, what can I say? Yes, it's worked. Now, I'm going to leave those there and see what they look like in the morning. And I am, as I said, going to fill this mould and this mould back up with some regular epoxy. And let's see what the difference is. Right, so, shocking news everyone. Not sure I can tell the difference. Now, this one is still slightly soft, and I think I might have screwed up with the resin. It's epoxy, I should know better. I should know how to mix that by now, but I think in my hurry to show off this stuff, I was just a bit keen there. Anyway, they look the same to me, and once that's finished firming up, it'll be fine. But look, listen to that. That's your PU. Yeah. Just feels like plastic. Fine. And I don't know if there's much difference in weight. Maybe very, very slightly lighter. I don't know. Anyway, I've marked these two so I know which is which. And look. That's the PU. And that's the epoxy. Can you tell the difference? I can't. I've even got the same amount of micro bubbles in there because I stirred them both frantically. Anyway, let's tap them. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but the PU sounds slightly more plasticky than the epoxy to tap. But I don't know. I think my verdict is, yeah, this is a viable alternative. It really seriously is. So, resin firms, look to your laurels if you're not making PU resin. Now, as regards how ultraviolet safe they are, time will tell. And, yeah, well, I'll put that to the test anyway for you. And I will be making a video soon of trying, you know, all the different chameleon powders, glitters, mica pigments, the pigments, all that sort of stuff that we might want to use with this, all the obvious ones. And we'll see if those work too. So watch this space for that video. And also watch this space for if there's any other brands start doing this. Yeah, but I think it's a thumbs up. I think the epoxy still feels a bit more substantial. I don't know why. There's not a lot in it. You'd have to really put the two side by side to notice it. I think maybe on a big piece, like one of my big dragons, I'd still probably want to go for the epoxy. But then again, I've done big PU ones before and they've been fine. But I do know they're just slightly lighter. But if weight makes it feel more quality, I don't know. Anyway, that's up to you. But yeah, this is great stuff. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. I'll put you the links for it all down below, and have fun playing with it, people. Let me know what you make with it, and yeah, let me know how you get on. The only drawbacks I'm seeing is that this still takes an hour to cure, whereas this stuff, you can get it in a 2-hour cure. That's the epoxy. So if I put this in my drying machine, would I get the same result? Quite likely. I don't know. So have we really gained a great deal? I'm not sure. If you haven't got a drying machine, yeah, probably. But if you can already get epoxy that's 2-hour cure. I mean, if this cured in the 20 minutes that the white one does, that would be even better, wouldn't it? I'm just thinking out loud here, but I think this is a real game changer. Don't forget though, you can only go up to about 15mm. That's okay, 1.5 centimetres. What's that in inches? For those who think in inches, about ½ an inch roughly. So they're suggesting you wouldn't be able to use this clear one for things as big as my dragon. You know what? I'm going to try it at some point in a deeper mould. Probably not waste as much as that big dragon would, but we'll try it in a deeper mould and see what happens. Anyway, hope that was useful, folks. Like I said, links for everything down below. Let me know how you get on with it. If this was helpful, I'll stop rambling now, but if you'd give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And I'd love to read your comments down below, so do let me know what you think. See you soon then, folks. Bye. Okay, people, I have news. Since videoing the polyurethane resin earlier today and last night, which I did the second I got it because I thought this is a massive game changer, I kind of panicked and contacted Just For You online and said, are you going to be doing this stuff? Because I think whilst I'm still going to be using epoxy for a lot of things, whilst you can only use this up to a certain depth, I think there's going to be a lot of people wanting this stuff for jewellery, coasters, you know, all the shallower stuff, the smaller stuff. Anyway, they've got back to me and said, yeah, we've been asked for that for people who do the flooring and all sorts. That tells me that it's tough. Interesting. That's only just occurred to me. Anyway, so the good news is that in the new year, Just For You online will be producing some polyurethane resin. Now, as soon as I get some, and as soon as they give me any more information on this, I will come back to you, because we know what a blooming good supplier they are and how much I would be obviously delighted to get some from them. And it'd be interesting to see if theirs is the same, is it a different cure time? I mean, if they can get that clear to cure even quicker, that would be amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly show you as well what I'm doing. So on my windowsill here, under my little UV lamp, I have those 2 little clouds, and I'm going to be, this is the best I can do for testing them for UV resistance. So I'm going to be turning this lamp on regularly. I'm not going to time it or anything. It overheats eventually. But I thought this was a good way of testing it. So it's on a windowsill. You can see it's horrible and raining outside, so we haven't got much sunlight. But I thought I'd point my UV lamp at it. I'm going to come and turn it on periodically. And, you know, in a week or two's time, I'll let you know if there's any change in the colour. I've marked which are which as well. Look, I've put polyurethane on the back of one and EP for epoxy on the back of the other, so I know which is which. So I'll keep you posted on that as well. I'll try to make sure they get equal amounts of ultraviolet light. Right, that was just a quick update, and I wanted to make sure I got that out to you quickly. So I'll see you soon, and I will keep you posted.